Kris Jenner gone mad after Kourtney Kardashian decided to move away. Kourtney recently revealed her moving plans after several sad incidents occurred, and Kris became extremely sad and angry. In the past year, there have been a lot of arguments and fights between Kourtney, her mother Kris, and Travis Barker. For this reason, Kourtney has decided to leave their home in Calabasas. She revealed she needs rest, which is only possible far away from her family.
As they just don't have my back and they don't take my feelings into consideration. Always, criticism and judgment, and not here to be criticized every day.
During the June 13th episode of The Kardashians, Kourtney shared an exciting update about her living situation, revealing that she and Travis decided to move in together. This was, of course, a long time ago because the recordings were much earlier. But unfortunately, living together was short-lived, because their supposedly perfect marriage has suffered permanent damage, and on top of that, there was a lot of tension between Kourtney and her mother, which made her decide to move to another state. So what exactly happened? Kourtney recently became extremely angry after Kris tried to get back in touch with her and restore the relationship between them, because Kourtney previously broke off all contact between them and decided to distance herself from her mom for a while, since Kris never treated Kourtney the same as her other daughters.
At some point you and Court have to talk, but enough with the bullshit. Talk. I feel like the things that she says to me and Kim about you, she should say to you.
She should.
So Kris tried everything in her power to restore their bond, and she even showed up unannounced with a huge bouquet at Kourtney's house, which turned out as a complete mess. And despite being Kris's firstborn child, Kourtney's relationship with Kris has always been very complicated. They've had several serious altercations since the family's reality show was launched back in 2007. Kris was always trying to get into Kourtney's business and control her.
It's the hardest. Who gives you the most lip?
Kourtney.
Kourtney.
Yeah.
And is that who you were going to say, Kourtney? You said yes.
I don't want to do things if it's not something I'm really into doing.
Besides that, Kourtney still holds a lot of resentment towards Kris because Kourtney was very close to her late father, Robert Kardashian Sr. And Kris broke up the family when she cheated on Robert with former professional soccer player Todd Waterman. Kourtney and Kris had an explosive argument over Kris's affair after Kris tried to compare her cheating with Todd to Kourtney having a relationship with her then boyfriend Eunice Benjima. But as Kourtney pointed out, her situation with Eunice was completely different because she wasn't married to Scott. They weren't even in a relationship at the time.
Your own Todd right now.
No, I actually don't. I'm actually not married.
Right,
and I'm not having an affair.
Oh.
You can't compare one to the other. That's absolutely not true.
It's also important to note that Kourtney was 12 years old when her father Robert filed for divorce from Kris, so she likely has clear memories of the pain and anguish that Kris caused the family during her affair. It's also very inappropriate for Kris to draw comparisons between what she did and Kourtney dating Eunice. But this wasn't the only time Kris tried to bring down Kourtney on their reality show. After Kourtney finally ended things with Scott for good, Kris suddenly started pressing her to get married to Scott, and Kardashian fans speculated that Kris only wanted Scott to stay around because he was entertaining for the show. Even after Kourtney made it clear that she wanted to date someone else after spending years being on and off with Scott, Kris still tried to shame her for trying to live her life.
It would always be so fabulous if it was the dad of your children, And I think he fits well with all of us because we've all been around each other for so long.
And as you all probably know, Kris manages all of her children and apparently takes 10% from the children's businesses. Kourtney herself hired Kris to manage her back in 2008. However, it seems like Kris never trusted Kourtney to make it big, and she decided to focus on her two most profitable daughters, Kim and Kylie. Kris even missed Kourtney's first ever photo shoot as her manager because back then she was still busy trying to push Kim into the spotlight. Kourtney even tried to fire Kris 3 or 4 times. Rumors went around that Kourtney finally managed to escape Kris's clutches and got herself a new manager. Apparently, this didn't go over too well with Kris, and fans speculated that Kris ignored Kourtney on purpose and refused to promote her business ventures just because she couldn't beg her 10%. It's also very odd that Kris didn't post any photos of Kourtney at the 2022 Oscars, despite Kourtney being the first Kardashian gender member to attend the event. Hey, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel to never miss any juicy Kardashian updates. To continue with Kris's childish actions, she completely ignored the launch of Kourtney's Lemmy per gummies, but she continued to post every Skims, Good American, and Kylie Cosmetics drop. Kris is all about the cash, and she's mad that she can't make 10% from Kourtney's business ventures. That's why Kris refuses to promote Kourtney's businesses, because even if she no longer manages Kourtney, she doesn't want to help out her own daughter. For this reason, Kourtney decided to distance herself from her mom because Kris never treated Kourtney the same as her other daughters. Kris resents Kourtney for not making it easy for her to manipulate her decisions in her career and personal life. Kourtney revealed that she tried to talk to Kris about this one last time to improve their relationship, but a major argument arose and Kourtney broke off all contact. They did see each other at joint family gatherings, such as birthdays and holidays, but during these moments, Kourtney kept her distance from Kris until Kris suddenly appeared at her door with a large bouquet and a handwritten letter. According to an insider, Kris joked that Kourtney would never get rid of her, and this went wrong with Kourtney, and she asked Kris to leave her house. But Kris did not accept Kourtney's behavior and kept showing up at her door to make it up to Kourtney. She even brought Kim to mediate, but things went completely wrong and Kim and Travis got into an argument, after which the couple kicked out Kim and Kris. As a result, the couple went straight to a holiday home to get away from the family. And this is where Kourtney started thinking about moving. Khloe earlier revealed that Kourtney was already looking at properties up north and has said she will choose her own happiness once and for all. With this idea, she can visit her family and this would be better for everyone. After they returned from the holiday, things remained quiet between Kris and Kourtney, but the marital problems between Kourtney and Travis were still there. And since Kourtney recently found out that Travis hooked up with another woman and lied about it, Kourtney has had a complete meltdown. Her marriage is broken, a divorce is on the way, and her family does not support her. According to the insider, she can't handle it anymore and is exhausted. So in recent weeks, she has been seriously looking at houses in the north. She has even looked at a house in Washington and has already packed things. The plan is to keep the house in Calabasas for when she wants to visit her family. This also means that she no longer wants to film the reality show. It's over for Kourtney. Her move means a new beginning, with only positive, loving people around her, including her children. It seems that Kris is very sad, but especially angry that Kourtney is doing this to her and the rest of the family. She can't believe she won't see Kourtney often anymore, but she also knows that she played a role in Kourtney's condition and moving plans. Apparently, Kim, on Kris's behalf, tries to talk her out of the plan, but Kourtney has had enough. She wants peace. And that's impossible if she continues to live in Calabasas.